There are insurance scams targeting real estate brokers, and I'm not just blaming the bottom feeder parasites that are going on these fishing expeditions. I'm also blaming brokers that too quickly file an E&O claim. They too quickly run to their insurance company the second they get a strongly worded letter and they file a claim with their E&O company. And then the E&O company goes off, settles a lawsuit, rewards these people that are on fishing expeditions, that are doing money grabs, that are shaking any tree they can to see what falls out, that are throwing any gunk against a wall and seeing what sticks. They're getting paid. And you know what they're doing? They're turning around and going to the next broker and the next broker and doing shakedown after shakedown after shakedown. Now, I've noticed this going on for a while, but it happened again when I got an email this morning that I'm going to share with you. But also, I noticed this a while ago because I would get emails from people and they'd complain. Maybe they said they had a bad interaction with an agent. Oh, this agent messed this transaction up. And it may not have even been a transaction that took place, or the agent wasn't even with my brokerage. They're just sending these letters out. And they'll say that that agent caused a problem. And for me, the broker of the company, to furnish this person that sent a complaint with my insurance information. Why? They don't need to talk to me. They don't care. They just want to go straight to my insurance company and say, hey, this happened. One of the people that you insure did this to me. I'm the injured party and I'm coming after you. And you know what the insurance company is going to do? They're going to settle. And I noticed this before because these letters started to come in after the one time I had filed an E&O insurance claim. Now, in my 23 years of being licensed, I've only filed it once because I've always known E&O is for catastrophic events. You don't just file E&O flippantly. E&O is when you're facing a lawsuit or something so serious, so grave, that if you lose, then your company could be out of business. It could be all over. You could be bankrupt. Something that severe, right? Now, if it's that extreme, yes, file an E&O claim. Now, we got sued years ago and it was totally unfounded. The agent that was involved did nothing wrong. And I'd be the first to admit, as being compliance oriented as I am, I'd be the first to admit that a mistake was made and we're all human, these things happen. In her case, no mistake was made. Her file was done perfectly, but someone named her and a bunch of other people in a lawsuit. And our attorney that we have said that the cost, assuming that we defended ourselves and we're totally innocent, would be at least 40 grand, And that's assuming we're innocent. If we were found guilty, of course, you'd have a 6-figure plus payout. So faced with that, we decided to file an E&O claim. Now, that lawsuit went on for 2 years and it ended with the E&O company just settling, wimping out, conceding. It was a disappointment. It didn't come out of my pocket because the E&O company paid it. But I've heard many other stories from other agents about how these E&O companies just settle. They just settle. Oh, it's cheaper to settle. It's so much cheaper than going through litigation and all this stuff. They just settle. Somehow it's some mathematical formula. Well, people have caught on. Predators have caught on. People that are shaking down everyday real estate brokers have caught on. Opportunistic, parasitic attorneys and other people, they've all caught on. And so what's happening is they send some strongly worded letter to real estate brokers. And these real estate brokers get freaked out. And then they go to their E&O company and say, I need to file a claim. And then the settlement is done. Everyone's paid out. And that same person doing the shakedown moves on. Well, this isn't my first time with an attempted shakedown. Of course, this happens on a fairly regular basis, unfortunately. If you do high volume, if you've been in the business for several years and you do a lot of transactions, any real estate broker out here that does that knows you get dragged into stuff, you get blamed for stuff, and most of the time it's unfairly. Well, I've gotten those letters before where people say, hey, I have this problem with your agent. Please send me your E&O info. And you're thinking, okay, shouldn't we have a conversation first? I mean, aren't you going to buy me dinner before you want to go to my E&O company? I mean, why are we accelerating this so fast? What happened? Why are you skipping me? What's going on? You didn't even make a claim against me. You're just asking for my E&O company. Why? Because they know there's a payout at the end of that. There's some E&O company where someone in a cubicle is going to do a formula on their calculator and they're going to say, gee golly, it's cheaper to pay this person 25% of what they're asking for than go to court and defend the 100% of whatever they're asking for. And this has caused a serious problem. E&O fees keep going up year over year. It's super annoying. And in part, it's property management, leases, and escrow, doing poor job with escrow, and these settlement scams that these people are pulling. So here's the scam du jour. Now, I've been getting these for like 2 or 3 years now, but this one's funny, so I had to share it. Now, this is the PDF attached that I'm going to go through. But the body of the email, and I redacted it because the last thing I need is some bottom feeder to say, you disparaged me online. So all names to protect the guilty have been removed. So there's no identifying information in this. All right? You won't know who sent this to me, what phony law firm sent this. Okay, but someone writes me and says, yeah, we've made all these attempts to contact your office and collect liability insurance information on behalf of our client. Oh, really? Why? Why do you want to go straight to how do you even know I have insurance? I mean, they assume any brokerage of any size has insurance. Now, if they're too big, they may have in-house legal, and then these people that are doing these shakedowns may not bother with it. So they might come for a smaller company, and then they say that this person, their client, was injured while attending an open house hosted by your company and your agent. Attaches a request for insurance information. It's actually not even grammatically correct. It's a request for insurance information letter. Should we not hear from you or your insurance carrier within 10 days of this message, we'll proceed with filing a lawsuit. All right, send papers. You have my address. You know the agent for service process. Don't waste my time. Just send papers, okay? I've gone through it so many times. It's okay. Send your process server. Let's go to court, okay? There's no insurance claim that's going to be filed. I've done it once in 23 years, and I realize that these companies just feed in to your scam. Okay, now here's the letter that was attached. That was the body of the email saying someone got injured in an open house, okay? Then they send me this letter, and I'm gonna go through it here quickly. Now, if you feel like I'm rambling, let me give you a spoiler alert of what this concludes with, okay? I'm gonna tell you at the end of this video, after I go through this letter, stop filing E&O claims unless it's catastrophic. Did you truly do something wrong? And if you get found guilty or the judge finds in the plaintiff's favor, will it be catastrophic? You should be able to manage these things yourself. Generally speaking, unless it's catastrophic. E&O insurance, liability insurance should be used for catastrophic purposes, okay? So stop filing for nonsense. Okay, so this company writes, again, it's been redacted. Our office represents this person for injuries sustained on your property. I'm sure this is a boilerplate text. I mean, God only knows how many they send out in one day. Please be advised, a claim is being made against you by our client for their injuries. You must cease all contact with our clients. Okay, well, we haven't been talking to your clients, so we've already done that. And by the way, they say this happened a year ago, okay? Please forward this letter to your insurance, or maybe they didn't update the address in the template they have. Please forward this letter to your insurance carrier's information so that we may communicate directly with them for this incident. Why? Why? You don't at first want to try to resolve it with the owner of the company? Why is it you want to go right to the insurance? It's the same reason that the plaintiffs in all the NAR lawsuits name the biggest real estate companies. The little ones aren't valuable. Do you think that these people that are suing NAR are going to sue, First USA Realty of 12 agents, located in some small town? They don't care. Not because they don't think you're doing something wrong. No, it's because it's about money. That's it. They want money from the deepest pockets. It's that simple. Same idea here. They think, and so they don't care because I might say, hey, our company, we barely break even. Here's our P&L. We don't have any money. You can't shake us down. And they'll say, they know the insurance company does. So they're saying, look, we don't even want to waste time. We don't even want to buy you dinner. We just want to take you home, right? Very crude, okay? All right, so then they go on. They want to speak with the insurance information. They want the insurance information, not just for the brokerage, but also the homeowner's insurance policy for the property, okay? And then we intend to explore an informal resolution of this incident, meaning how can we get paid without having to do more work? We don't want to go through the trouble of talking to you or going to mediation or arbitration or even drawing up a complaint. That's too much work. We just want money. Just give us money. We just want to contact your insurance company and just see the minimal we can do to get them to pay us money. Don't you see? All right. So just give us your insurance company's information because we're doing too much work to take this money. All right. Or we will have no choice but to file a lawsuit. Okay, go ahead. Just do it. File a lawsuit. All right. Serve papers. Serve papers or go away. Okay. All right. And then please take notice that in anticipation of litigation, you are required to preserve all evidence, including all video, photographs, blah, blah, blah. Okay. That's it. That's the letter. All right. So you will see variations of this. I've gotten emails. Largely, I just ignore them, from people that say, I had an interaction with this so-and-so person, and we don't like how this person took our listing, and we canceled, and we want the number to your insurance company. It's like, is that how a normal complaint works? Do you have a bad experience when you're staying at a hotel and say, where's the business owner's policy? I need to see a copy of that. This is outrageous. And I stubbed my toe upon check-in. And this place, I mean, it's so silly. So here's my warning. Don't take heed to this nonsense. Tell them, serve papers or go away. This is not legal advice, okay? All right? I'm not trying to give you legal advice. I'm just saying that keep in mind there is a scam that goes on where rather than a bona fide complaint about an aggrieved person or client, they are instead going right to your insurance company, knowing the insurance company is going to settle and they'll get paid. And that's what they do. So be careful out there. Be very careful. And to all you brokers, just you got to be tough. If you want to be a broker, I'll tell you one thing. You have to have an iron stomach. I was just thinking how I got dragged into a sworn deposition. That was like 5 hours with multiple attorneys, lots of attorneys. And these weren't cheap attorneys. These were serious attorneys. These were actually very, very bright attorneys because I could tell the way they were trying to get me to answer stuff made things look a certain way that was contradictory to the facts. All right. And I'm thinking, wow, these people are good because they're painting a narrative. So you gotta have an iron stomach because I cannot tell you how many times I've received a subpoena or a complaint or a summons or some sort of request for information or to appear, notice to appear at a hearing. And by the way, for years I used to go on behalf of banks and as a witness for the plaintiff to deal with foreclosures. So you really must have an iron stomach if you're going to be a broker and do a fair amount of business, because it's virtually impossible to do any sort of business at scale over any given period of time and not get dragged into a dispute. It's virtually impossible. I will tell you that from experience. Thank you for watching. And if you've had a similar experience, please comment. I want to hear from anyone else out there that has gotten these shakedowns where they don't want to buy you dinner. Instead, they just want to go right to your insurance holder. All right? Thanks again.